5 o'clock on a Wednesday, which means it's time for...
Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show. I'm Ryland and you're Craig.
This is right, I am Craig and he is Ryland. Guys, welcome back to another review show. Thank you very much for tuning in again. If you haven't seen the show before, the idea is simple. Me and Ryland are going to be looking at 4 brand new tricks and we're going to be talking about them. We're going to let you know what we think. We are going to perform every single routine that we are reviewing so you can see exactly how it plays, and we are always 100% honest, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've got some interesting products coming up this week. Now, the first thing we're going to be looking at is a new Cameron Francis item, which has come out through Big Blind Media. There's been quite a bit of buzz about this. Anybody who's watched the channel, they'll know that me and Ryland are big fans of Cameron. So we're going to start off by giving that a review first of all. So without further ado, let's get straight into the first review. So the first trick we're going to be looking at is here. It's Loner, right? Loner by Cameron Francis and Big Blind Media. Now, what Loner is it's Cameron says that he was influenced by All Alone by David Regal, which we've reviewed that on the channel in the past, and also Holy Blank by Caleb Wiles, which got brought out by Vanishing Ink, which we've also reviewed on this channel. The idea is very simple. You have somebody freely name a playing card, and it does feel like a very free choice of a playing card. You then show that the deck is completely blank, and you say you've got to use your imagination because all of the cards aren't blank. It's just that if you use your imagination, you can see they're printed. You have the person think of the card that they named, and you tell them to imagine it's turned over in the pack. You then spread through the deck. Yeah. It's face down, and then when you spread through face down and you show it, it's actually the card that they've named. Yeah. It's that clean. It's that strong. I'm going to do a full performance of it, and then we'll talk about what we think. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So let's do a full performance right now. So, Rye, I have a pack of playing cards here, right?
Yeah.
But this is an imagination deck. Now, an imagination deck is a deck that you have to use your imagination, yeah. Like the backs of the cards, they're normal. Like you can see that they're red backed, right?
Yeah.
But the fronts of the cards, they're not. They're blank. There's no ink on the fronts of the cards. You have to pretend. You have to use your imagination and pretend that this is a full deck of cards. But it's not. It's just in our imagination. But we're going to try and do something using our imagination. I want to imagine that just there, floating above that deck of cards, there's 4 suits. There's a club, a heart, a spade, and a diamond. What I want you to do, when I snap my fingers, reach over and take one of the suits. What have you got?
Diamonds.
Sure you want the diamonds?
Yeah.
Positive?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's 13 diamonds. There's ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Which diamond would you like?
Ace.
Are you sure?
Yes. Ace of Diamonds, your favourite card.
It is my favourite card. If I told you that the ace of diamonds is right there on the face of the deck, would you believe me?
Not at all.
It is. The ace of diamonds is right there. In fact, the cards are in order. That's the ace, that's the 2, that's the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king, and then we go on to the clubs. Now, would you like the ace of diamonds? Because, I mean, that is the one that was right there in the face of the deck. Or would you like a different one? It's up to you.
King.
You want the king of diamonds? That's ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. So that's the king of diamonds right there.
I still don't believe that that's the king of diamonds, though.
Well, this is to prove it to you, I'm going to have to use your imagination, okay? What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that king of diamonds and cut it right there. But notice it's near the bottom of the deck. Can you see that, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to cut it near the bottom of the deck. Now, I want you to use your imagination now. I want you to imagine that that card is printing. So first of all, because the king has got a lot of ink on it, you've got like all of the, it's more coloured in than like an ace of diamonds, for example. So imagine that card.
Ace just has diamond.
Yeah, exactly.
Diamond.
Exactly. So imagine that king of diamonds is coming into print. Can you imagine that? Now I want you to imagine that king of diamonds, exactly where we put it near the bottom of the deck, I want you to imagine it's turning over in the deck. So it's the only one face down in a face up deck. Have you imagined that?
Yeah.
Now, let's see how strong your imagination is. Because if this has worked, we should have one card face down in a face-up deck. One card facing the other direction. Right there, near the bottom of the deck, where you put it. What was the card again? It was the King of Diamonds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Don't you think that is one of the weirdest things you've ever seen? So that is The Loner by Cameron Francis. It is that clean. That is exactly what happens. They have a free choice of playing card. In reality, they don't have a free choice of playing card. It is slightly limited, but due to a really, really clever principle that Cameron credits to Eldo Colombini, and I'm not surprised because I know Cameron considered Eldo a mentor, it allows them to really think that they have a free choice of playing card. So they feel like they've had a free choice of playing card, and then the card just kind of appears. It's that strong. Now,
I've got some questions.
oh, you've got some questions?
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing and then you can hit me with the questions? One thing that I've seen people talk about on the internet is that during the procedure, you obviously apparently cut their card into the deck, and then when it appears face down, it's in a different part of the deck. That's not the case at all. Just so you know, when you put that card into the deck, it actually appears face down right in exactly the same position where you put it. That's the nice thing about it. And you'll notice in my performance, I actually point that out. I'm like, look, I'm going to put it right there, and boom, it turns face down right there. And then when you turn the deck over and you spread through, it's still in the same position. Yes, there's a bit of procedure, but I don't think it's like deal 15 cards, now deal 25 cards, now deal 30 cards. It's not like that. It's literally a case of name a card. Look, use your imagination. You're showing the deck is all blank. You're asking them to use your imagination. And then you're saying, well, look, there's the card. I don't think there's too much procedure to this at all, in my opinion. But anyway, you had some questions. What's the questions?
What do you prefer, this or Holy Blank?
It's a very good question, actually. I love Holy Blank. You know I love Holy Blank. And the reason I love Holy Blank is because that mystery card plot. It's a really different thing. People are comparing it because the patter line of, hey, we're going to use our imagination and the deck's blank, but it's very different. With Holy Blank, with this, you show the deck is blank from the very, very beginning, right? You show the deck's blank from the very, very beginning. And that's not the same with All Alone by David Regal. You don't do that. They don't think the deck's blank until you actually show and the deck is blank as a kicker. With Holy Blank, I'm getting it confused, you do show the cards are blank at the beginning. I think the big advantage with this is with Holy Blank, you're in a situation where you can't really show many backs of cards. I think you can show 4 backs of cards. With this particular trick, you can show like tons of backs of cards right at the very, very beginning. Because of the methodology and because of the fact that they're limited in terms of the choice of the card, you're seeing a lot of surfaces of backs of cards, which makes it very clean. The other thing is Holy Blank has to be done on the table because you have to put a card down and you have to do a move when you pick that card up that can only be done on the table. But with this is designed to be done walk around. You don't need a table to do this. You literally just find the card that they picked and you cut it into the position and then you're done. So I'd say this is better. I love Holy Blank. And maybe the theatre of having the card put down there from the very beginning, maybe that would be better in a more formal show. That's debatable. I don't know. There's an argument to say that it would be. But if you're a walk-around performer and you want a routine to do walk-around, well, this is absolutely a killer because you can do the same thing that you can do in Holy Blank, but you don't require that table. It's all done walk around. And also, as I say, you are able to show more backs of cards. So as opposed to just spreading through and subtly showing a couple of cards during a display, you're showing tons of backs of cards right at the very beginning. So yeah, I think this is better for walk around conditions.
Is it easy?
It's very, very easy to do. There's no skill at all. There's no sleights in it, really. It's virtually self-working. There's a special card that's been included in this deck that even makes getting a break self-working. So there's no skill to this at all. You just need to... and you don't even need to worry about... like Holy Blank, you need to make sure that you're getting the right card. With this, because the presentation that Cameron's put with this... that's not an issue. So yeah, this is basically self-working. Do you have another question?
What's the reset like?
What's the reset like? It's almost instantaneous. When you finish the trick, you just literally, it's 5-second reset. So as I just take the cards, I just need to put that card back into position. And when I have, it's reset, ready to go again. It's about a 3-second reset, if that. I suppose the big thing we need to address, and I'm surprised you haven't asked me this question, is the examinability issue. Because this can't be examined.
Unless you switch the deck.
Unless you switch the deck for a blank deck. But I've never really found, actually I'm lying, I have. Most of the routines that end with one card printed in a deck of blank cards, they can't be examined. Now, obviously...
Oh, yeah, because you're going to need to find that exact deck that has that one card in.
Well, yeah, exactly. But I mean, just without deck switching, this deck can't be examined, but wholly blank can't be examined.
Unless you make the cards go back to all white and then you switch it.
Well, no, because they are all white at the beginning. They are all white except for one card.
Yeah, and then
you could
you could make that card.
I understand what you're saying. I understand. Yeah, you could do that. I understand what you're saying. But all alone is not examinable. The point I'm trying to make, all alone is not examinable. Wholly blank is not examinable. Even if you use a mental photography deck, it's not examinable. The only one I can think of that's examinable, really, is Blizzard or maybe Avalanche, but Avalanche had a gimmick box, but Blizzard's examinable. But again, you're needing a table and you need to do a deck switch and so on and so forth. So I don't think the examinability thing is an issue if you ring this deck in. What I would do is I would ring this in at the end of a performance. So I've done something with I've done some card routines, whatever it may be. I've done a couple of card tricks and then I go, well, we're going to do one last thing, and I switch the deck. Maybe we use the cooler or something like that. Let me do one last thing. Actually, that wouldn't work. I'm just going through this in my head. That wouldn't work because you're openly showing that the cards are blank. So why would you do that? Yeah, that wouldn't work unless you made a deal of saying, hey, let me make... I understand what I'm saying. You couldn't use a regular deck of cards and switch it for this deck because you're openly showing that the cards are blank. And because you're openly showing that the cards are blank, why have the cards turned blank where a second ago they were printed? So unless you were going to do something... Like maybe, here's a way that you could do it, maybe have a deck of cards that are blank on the face and the regular back, so you've got a deck of regular blank-faced cards and you do an ambitious card with it. Maybe David Regal's presentation of drawing a puppy and having the puppy come to the top of the deck or something like that. So you do some sort of routine with the blank deck, and then once you've done that, you switch for this and you say, well, let's try one more thing. And now they've felt the cards, they've examined the cards, and now you've gone into this routine where you then print one card out of this deck. That would work, but this would work as a standalone piece as well because of the displays that you've got at the beginning where you're openly showing the backs of the cards, and you've got the displays at the beginning where you're showing the faces of all of the cards. There's no denying that this is a blank deck of cards. And at the end of the routine, when one card prints, they saw the back of the card and then you take it out. I've seen somebody say on the internet that they don't like that moment where you spread through and you show that the card's face down, and then you have to turn the deck over and you spread through and you show that it's face up. But to be honest, I think that's fine as long as you manage the theatre, and you go, look, there's one card and one card only face down. Right there in the middle of the deck, there's one card face down. It's in the exact place that we put that card. What was the name of the card again? You're not going to believe it, and you just spread through. I think it's absolutely fine. Don't think that's an issue at all. Really, it's just down to the individual. It's just down to the individual as to whether you get this or not. I really like this. For me, I like this more than Caleb Wiles' Holy Blank because for me, I do a lot of walk around, and in a walk around situation, this is going to be perfect. I don't think the examinability thing is an issue. I really like it. What do you think?
I think it's really good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Yeah.
Because you do Holy Blank, don't you? You've done it on your YouTube channel. You've done it on the review show. Would you do that as well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So what are you going to give it? I'm going to give this 90%. There's no... If you
95.
Cool. If you like the performance, that's what you see. You'll learn it within 10 minutes of watching the download. It's a very good download. Typical Big Blind Media. It's a great trick. If you like it, get it. I like it. I'm going to use it. He likes it. He's going to use it. 95% from you?
Yeah.
90% from me. It's another winner by Cameron Francis. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be looking at is a deck of cards, and this is called the Ace Invaders by P3, by Penguin Magic. This is a deck of cards. Really, it's a regular deck of cards, But the reason we're actually reviewing this is because you can do some really nice tricks with this as well, can't you?
I've figured out my own trick. With both of these.
Yeah, well, let me explain what you get with this, just so that people know, and then you can perform the trick. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So first of all, they're really nice quality. I mean, you've been using these cards for a while. These are good quality, aren't they? The backs of the cards look really cool. They've got flying saucers on them. The box looks really cool as well. But the cards look great. All of the cards have got like little aliens on the pips.
Yeah.
Sometimes I see decks of cards that are released and the number cards are normal, but they're all weird. The weirdest thing are the court cards. All of them are designed to look like aliens. And the aces look really cool as well. The whole thing is just really nicely.
The King of Clubs is really weird. I'll show you the King of Clubs.
Yeah, the King of Clubs is well weird. Now you get some special cards with this, don't you?
Yeah, and I use both of them.
Yeah. So first of all, you've got a couple
three of them.
You got a couple of jokers that look like aliens. You've got as well a blank-faced card and a double backer. You don't have instructions really with anything with these.
I just thought of my own thing. Used all of, used the Joker, both Jokers.
The double backer and the blank face. Do you want to perform that for us?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you perform it for us so they can see the sort of thing that you can do with these cards, and then we'll give them a quick review.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. I've got an alien deck of cards.
What is an alien deck of cards, right?
An alien deck of cards is cards with aliens on. Like, you can see they've got like little aliens. Like, look at that big one. Look at the Ace of Diamonds there.
That's weird.
That's huge. Look. The King of Clubs is pretty weird. He's
got a big green head.
Yeah, big green head.
Sure.
He's like, oh, look at him. He's so funny. He's got a sword as well. He's got a green sword.
Anyway, go on with the trick.
Okay. And they've got alien backs. Like, really cool. Alien ship backs.
Yeah?
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 Now, I'm going to do some... Now, the Joker's got to be the weirdest card. Like, look at that Joker. That Joker's really weird. He's an alien. He's got his arms spread out. He's underneath the ship with the lights. He's just really funny.
Yeah, it is funny, yeah.
Look, I'm going to put the Jokers there and give the card a cut.
Okay.
And I'm also going to give it a shuffle.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm going to cut the cards, and also whenever you want to, you're just going to say stop.
Okay, yeah, cool. Stop.
There.
Yeah.
Have a look at your card. You've got the 2 of hearts.
Okay.
Okay?
I'm happy with that.
Now, did you know that
It's got a weird little alien dude on the 2 of hearts as well.
Yeah, do you know what's cool about that? No. Do you know what's weird?
What?
The Joker's actually magic. I forgot.
The Joker's magic.
Yeah. Joker's magic.
Where'd my 2 of hearts go?
Where's your 2 of hearts gone? Well, if you look at it carefully, you can see that little Joker has got the 2 of hearts in his hand.
Very cool. I love that trick. I absolutely love that trick, and it's not difficult to do. It's just a double lift, a triple lift, a slip cut, a riffle force, and some shuffles.
Some shuffles that are full shuffles.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Well, not completely full. You just got to keep like the top 5 cards.
You're retaining the top stock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great trick, and you get all the gaff cards to be able to do that in with the deck. We don't normally do deck reviews. We do the occasional deck review on 5x5s. We don't do a deck review on a...
I think we're gonna... Have we done it, or have we not done it? The Avengers deck?
No, we're gonna review the Avengers deck on a 5x5. The reason we're reviewing this on the review show is because I think this is incredible. I think this is an incredible deck of cards for performing for kids. Like, you're 8, you're into aliens, you saw these cards and you were like, oh my gosh, these cards are so cool. And you just spread through them and you laugh and you laugh and you laugh. Like, it's a really cool pack of cards. And, you know, you go to places sometimes where there's kids, like weddings or restaurants where you're having to do family entertainment. And I see these magicians that get booked for weddings and there's kids there and they avoid the kids and they don't perform for the kids. And I think it's really important to be able to perform something that the kids get into, but at the same time, you don't want to come across as too kiddie-ish in front of the booker or in front of the adults. So you want to do something that will appeal to them, but will also the adults that are watching will enjoy as well. And this is great. You know, if you got to a table in a restaurant or at a wedding or something, and there's like 3 or 4 kids there, and there's 3 or 4 adults, and they go, oh yeah, do something, and the kids are there, you can bring out, guys, do you like aliens? That's an amazing hook line. Do you like aliens? I've got this deck of alien cards right here. It's called Ace Invaders. Look, the backs of the cards are so cool because there's little flying saucers on here. In fact,
you can show them the King of Clubs.
Yeah, you can show them all the cards, and you say the weirdest thing is and then you go into your routine, and I think a kid would love that. But I think that adults that are watching it would
Unless
also
you make your own routine.
Yeah, you can make your own routine, and that's the nice thing about this.
I made 2 routines.
Yes, you did. And you can use these cards to do some really cool packet tricks with them as well. So that's why I wanted to review this. I think this is great. I really, really like this. I think it's really good quality. It's relatively cheap. I think it's like £10 for the deck, $10 or something. It'll last you a long time. And as I say, because you've got so many gaffed cards with it, it allows you to, do a lot of different stuff. So you can do a lot of different routines with it, on top of all the other card routines that you do as well. So yeah, I recommend this. The quality is amazing. I really recommend it. It's a quick review, but I just wanted to give a big shout out to the Ace Invaders deck. I'm going to give this 98%. I do a lot of weddings. I do a lot of weddings where there's kids there.
I do a lot of weddings.
Yeah, I do perform at a lot of weddings. So this is something that I can see myself cracking out. Yeah, 98% for me. What are you giving that? 100%. Yeah, it's super fun. So 100% from Ryalnd, 98% from me. You can get them from Penguin Magic. The link is in the description down below. Okay, so the next performance is the next trick is The Mask by Matthew Beach and Buddy Stein. And what it is, the mask is a custom printed silk that fits into your thumb tip and looks like an ordinary disposable mask. Perfect to make it appear or disappear. So yeah, I mean, this is the mask. It looks just like a normal mask. You can wear it like a normal mask. It really does look just like a normal mask, but it allows you very, very easily to vanish it inside a thumb tip, because it's actually made out of. Yeah, let's do a quick performance, and then we'll talk about the download that comes with this. I'm going to do a very quick performance of this, just so you can see what it's capable of, and then we'll go into the review. So, right, some people turn around to me and they say, Craig, because that's my name, Craig. They say, Craig, what's the point of being a magician? So you can find someone's playing card and you can make 2 rings go through each other and you can make coins disappear. But what's the actual point of being a magician? Well, there are some really cool things that you can do when you're a magician. I'm going to give you an example. Something that's happened recently. It's a new kind of problem that faces the world these days.
COVID?
Yeah, it's kind of COVID. It's kind of COVID related. How many times have I been out with you at a shop and I've gone, oh my gosh, I haven't got a mask, and I've had to like either rush back to the car and get a mask, or when we were coming back the other day in a service station and I had to sneak in like this, pretending I was like a stealthy ninja because I didn't have a mask. It happens all the time, doesn't it? Do you remember last summer when we went to Wales and we climbed up a mountain, and when we got to the top of the mountain was the shop up there, and I wanted to go into the shop but I couldn't because I didn't have a mask on me, and we were like literally hours away from walking down to get the mask from the car? Well, being a magician, you can actually fix that situation, because I am actually wearing a mask right now. Shut up, I am. I'm wearing a mask right now. I am wearing a mask right... No, don't laugh. I'm wearing a mask right now. In fact, I'll take it off. Look, there it is. There's my mask. No, seriously, hang on a second. If I just snap my fingers, look, you can actually... I'll make it visible. I wear my mask 24/7. If I make it visible, you can actually see... There it is. There's the mask. I can have it with me at all times, and I only make it visible.
I still don't think you're wearing it before.
There you go. No, I was. I'll make it invisible again. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'll make it invisible. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch. I'm going to make it invisible. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. Look, I'm just going to pop it in here. We're going to put all the little bits and pieces in there as well. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch. All I have to do is squeeze. And when I do, I can make it invisible again. There it is. I'm just going to pop it right back over my mouth. And I'm going to do the rest of the review show wearing my invisible mask. Okay, so that's a simple way that you can use this. One thing that I'll tell you about the mask is, I'll try not to, is that the download that comes with it is incredibly long. Like, it's about an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. And there's 3 or 4 performers on there that are talking about different things that you can do with the mask. If you are new to Magic and you want to learn correct thumb tip technique when it comes to vanishing
I think this
silks.
is the correct thumb tip.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is this download is amazing. Put aside the fact that this is really well made. Put aside that. The download that comes with this, if you want to learn the correct way to vanish a silk into a thumb tip, they go into so much detail. How to hold the card, how not to be nervous, how to ditch it, how to recover it, how to make it reappear. They go through absolutely everything. I was very impressed. I didn't get much out of it because I've been using thumb tips for years, and I remember first learning about the thumb tip, or first getting good with it, when I watched Pat Page's Tricker Tape videotape back in the day. But this is an amazing instruction on the mask, and there's so many different presentational ideas they go through. Some really clever ones. So there's a guy on there, I can't remember his name, unfortunately. He talks about walking out on stage with the mask on. So he walks out on stage with the mask on, and then in the context of the routine that he talks about, he takes the mask off and vanishes it, which is really nice. You've got ways of producing the mask from a card box, from a borrowed £10, from a borrowed bill or note, where you wrap it up and you pull it out from the note. That's a really nice way of doing it. Matthew himself has got a really nice idea where he talks about having an invisible mask on. And you take the invisible mask off,
and
then
you did?
Which is what I did. That was actually Matthew's presentation. I like that. I really like the idea of having an invisible mask, and people just won't believe you. But you can do it in so many different ways. You know,
I still didn't believe that you did it.
Well, there's a really nice presentation where he takes the mask, he puts it into his hand, and he then obviously steals it out with the thumb tip and goes into the pocket for the hand sanitizer. For the mini bottle of hand sanitizer, waves that over like a magic wand, and that makes the mask disappear. And there's a whole presentation about, hey, masks and sanitizers. There's another presentation which is really nice, where you have a little Purell packet which is finger palmed, and you put the mask into your hand and it turns into the little Purell packet, which is really nice. There's so many different...
Isn't there like no reset?
Yeah, well, I mean, it ends up, obviously, depending on what you do with it, it ends up in your thumb tip. So to reset it for the next table, you just have to, you know, take it out your thumb tip. But you can...
There's basically no reset.
Yeah, because you can switch between...
Is it easy to do?
Is it easy to do? Yeah, I mean, if you've used a thumb tip, this is basically just like you making a silk disappear in a thumb tip. What it's done is it's brought silk magic bang up to date, because everybody knows what this is. This is universal. There is not anybody in the world right now that does not know or own one of these. So everybody knows what it is. So it's brought silk magic bang up to date.
Some people don't have that exact one. They can have a black one or a face shield. They don't have to have that.
No, but even if they don't have that, they're going to know what this is.
Yeah, because they've seen other people wear it.
Exactly. So everybody knows what this is. So it brings silk magic bang up to date. And if you are doing walk around magic, I mean, what a great way to do walk around magic. By I don't know about a lot of the time when you do walk around here in the UK, you're not actually wearing a mask. As long as you're socially distancing, you don't have to wear a mask. But maybe if you do wear a mask, you could have your mask on. Maybe you've got a custom design mask, like my friend Tom Mullinger, he's got a custom design mask. Maybe you've got that custom design mask, and then you bring this out like this, and you say, I used to got these, but now I've got this one. I don't use this one anymore, and you make it disappear. It's just a really nice visual moment. We talked with the Alien cards about stuff that will work for kids and adults. This is the sort of thing that will work for a kid. It'll also work for an adult.
Because all kids know what that is, because they're going to see their adult wearing it when they go out.
Exactly. And this would even work in a kid show.
Yes,
now,
kid show as well.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that you could do that they mention on the download is you could have like you could make yourself a gimmick where you show some sort of container that's empty. Maybe it's in a kid show and you're using a Dove pan or something, and you're showing a container that's empty, and you put the container over there, and then you have the mask, and you have the mask disappear, and when you lift the lid off, you've taken it out and the mask's in there, but you're bringing out a real mask now. So now the mask can be examined because now you've got a real mask. So there's so many different ways you can do this. I mean, you're only limited by your imagination. It is very expensive for what it is, but you have to understand a couple of things. One, you're getting a really detailed explanation. Honestly, if they just took that download, I think it's about £40. If they took that download and just released it as a £20 download or $20 download on how to use thumb tips and effectively when vanishing silks, that would be a good download. The fact that you get this with it as well, it's great. Yeah, I'll probably do it. I think I'll probably do it. I like this. I'm going to give it 96%. It's current. It's taken silk magic and it's made it more current. 98% for you, 96% for me. It is what it is. Again, it's a little bit like the loner deck. It is what it is. If you have a use for a mask that you can vanish into a thumb tip, you're not going to go wrong. The quality is absolutely amazing, and I think it's going to last a lifetime. There you go. Highly recommended. So the final routine that we're going to be looking at today is Henry Evans' oil and water with boxes.
Wait, is it called oil and water because the red packets?
Yeah, the red and the blue boxes.
No, the blue is the water and the red is the oil.
Well, no.
And you get to mix them up.
It's kind of...
You get to fix them.
There's a plot in Magic called Oil and Water, which you've seen before, but I don't think you do it yourself, where you have like 4 red cards and 4 black cards, and you mix them up, red, black, red, black, red, black, and when you snap, they separate. Well, what Henry has done what Henry's done here is he's taken that concept of oil and water and he's put it into 6 decks of cards. So you have 6 decks of cards and you mix them up so they're red, black, red, black, red, black, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. And then with a wave of the hand, you can separate them. Now, I've done a 5x5 on Henry Evans on this channel, talked about how amazing he is. He is amazing. I love most of the stuff that Henry's brought out. Not everything, but I do like a lot of his stuff. Very creative guy. Ryland's going to perform this, and then we're going to talk about what we think about it. We're going to ask you a few questions on it. I'm going to get you to perform it. Are you cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to get Ryland to perform this, and then we're going to give it a full review.
I've got 6 packs of cards. I've got a blue, and another blue. And I've also got a red, and a red. Okay?
Okay. 3 blue, 3 red.
Yeah, 3 blue, 3 red. Now I'm just going to put them upside down.
Okay.
Like that, and I'm just going to square them up like that, okay?
Okay.
Like
I'll move out the way slightly. There we go.
Okay. So do you want to know how to mix up a pack of cards?
Yes, I would.
Like 6 packs of cards, like this. No.
Okay.
Like that's how you mix it up, and this is how you put it back.
All right.
Pretty easy, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, now I've got a hanky.
You told me to hold on to it for you.
Yeah, I've got a hanky. Now, I am going to do some magic.
Okay.
I am going to mix it up by magic, like this.
You're mixing it up by magic?
Yeah. And like this. And then like that. And I'm done. Mix up.
That ain't too impressive. Your mummy's face. What do you think of that, Sam?
Yeah.
It's not the best trick you've ever done, right? I've got to be honest with you.
No.
Okay, do you want me to do it even better?
I don't think you could do it much worse, to be honest, at this point.
Look, I'll just do it by rubbing.
Okay.
You want me to rub it?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to try and then rub it by doing it. Just going to rub. I've done it.
Okay, that's more impressive.
Yes.
What do you reckon? Was that more impressive?
Yeah.
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 That was more impressive.
Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to take this one step further. Look, we've got empty card boxes. No. We've got card boxes.
Yeah.
We've got card boxes, and I'm going to put them like in a pattern.
Okay.
Like this.
Okay.
There, one there. So we've got a pattern of card boxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now name any number between 6.
Between 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah.
4.
4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So you've got this one.
Okay, yeah.
Now, these card boxes are completely empty. Look.
Yeah.
Empty. That's the first one. That I've just put empty. Just put that there. Number 1, empty. Number 2, empty. Number 3, empty. And see. Number 4, empty. And then, if you want to, you can actually feel it.
No,
That's
I can see it. Yeah, empty.
It's
Yeah,
empty.
yeah, yeah.
Empty. They're all empty, except for yours.
No
Yours.
way.
Have the matching cards. Look, they're even red backed. Red backed, even. Red backed. And it's full. New deck order. And it's full of cards.
Very cool.
Even with the jokers.
Okay, so that was a really good performance there, right? What you just saw is a full performance. That is the whole routine. So you start off by showing the cards front and back. You stack them up. You show how you stack them up, and then you've got that gag where you put the handkerchief over them, and you say, look, I've stacked them up by magic. I've separated them by magic, which everyone hates. And then you've got the thing where they separate. And then Henry has that bonus idea at the end where he lays the cards out on the table, they name a number, and that's the only one that's got a pack of cards in, which you can then use to go into the next routine. So that's...
You said you don't really like this. Can you explain why?
Okay, I'm going to explain why I don't like it. And it's a shame I don't like it because I do like Henry Evans, but there's a few things that I don't like about this. So the first thing I don't like... Well, before I tell you what I don't like about it, understand that this is not a trick that you can perform close up. It can be performed close up, but you're not going to do... First of all, you need a table to do this. You didn't use the rubber band because your hands are small. You couldn't get the rubber band around the decks when they're stacked up.
If I could, I could, finally, but it took me about an hour.
Yeah, so you just decided to ditch the rubber band, and it still looked fine. But this is not something... So you need a table. You need to carry the 6 decks of cards around with you. And the angles aren't great. Like if people are looking from the side, they're going to see exactly how this works. If they look from the extreme left and they look from the front, the back, they're going to see how it works.
If they see if they see from like that side, they'll be fine because that's fine. It's just got the
but from the right hand side, they're in trouble. From the right hand, you're in trouble, and from the back, you're in trouble. So the angles are an issue
so they can see that and that.
Yeah, so the angles are an issue, and you need a table. And the audience needs to be a little bit further back. Not ridiculously further back, but for all of those reasons, this is not suitable for mix and mingle. This is not suitable for table hoppers. This is just not suitable. A parlour show, really, it will work in. It'll work in a parlour show. It'll work in a bunko booth. It'll work for bar magic.
Could it work? No, it can't work.
But I think it's too small for a cabaret show. Yeah, it wouldn't work for walk around. So
Kids show?
Yeah, maybe. But here's the thing. This
virtual show?
Yes, virtual show, yeah. But this is my problem with it, okay? So you asked why I don't like it. There's a few different reasons I don't like it, but the main reason is it's not that impressive a trick for what you actually get. And what I mean by that is, in reality...
Like you make it change, so put it, and then all the decks are empty except their deck. Here's the thing, yeah. That moment where you wave your hand over looks really good. And you can make it look really, really good with practice. It can look great. But it's one moment of magic to carry this whole thing around with you. Now, in a parlour show, would this work as an opening trick? Yes. You bring your 6 decks of cards out, you do your thing, you have them change, they pick a card, that's got a deck in it, and then you put the rest of them away, and you're left with a regular deck of cards, and maybe you go into oil and water. Yes. I've only got 2 problems with it.
Okay, there might be the same problems as me. Go on, what's your first problem?
The first problem is it's not examinable.
It's not examinable at all, like even slightly.
Well, you could switch 3 decks.
It's just not. No. It's just not examinable. It's not examinable. And that's the other problem with the second part of the routine where they're picking a deck. I mean, you showed this to your mom. What did she say?
She said, that's just terrible.
And then I performed it to her, and what did she say?
That's even worse.
And then we showed Henry Evans actually performing it, and she was like, well, no, that's terrible as well. She just really didn't like it. And I don't think the method is strong enough at the end with the deck of cards. So they pick a deck, and you show that all the other cards are empty, and then the one that they've picked has got a deck in it. But
there's one other problem that I've got that's not actually with the trick.
Go on.
It's not with the trick, it's just the gimmick.
The gimmick
is only made out of plastic, so it's going to break like really easily.
Yes, that is a problem. I completely agree with you. I think that...
Is that one of your actual problems?
Yeah, that was my other issue with it. And also the fact that these decks are cardboard. And you've only been using this for a couple of days. And already, look, you can see that blue deck of cards is starting to get a bit battered.
Yeah.
Because it's empty. And some of the card, and because it's empty, yeah. And some of the cards boxes are specially printed. Like some of the card boxes are specially printed, and maybe if you took some card boxes apart and you really spent a lot of time and effort, you might be able to recreate it with another card box. But I don't know. I don't know whether you would or not. And I think that's a major issue. I think the fact that it is going to get wrecked fairly quickly, I think, especially with that elastic band around it, kind of putting pressure down on the cards. I just think that it is going to get wrecked.
That's also another reason that I didn't actually use the elastic band, because it would put pressure, and because it could break one of the specially printed cards.
Exactly. So
card box, I mean.
So let's just look at it, right, for a second. Let's think about this. It's not really practical in many situations, although Henry on the download does talk about how you can do it and so on and so forth. But generally, as a rule, it's not practical in that many situations. You definitely can't do it walk around. It's prone to breaking. There is a very good chance that at some point it's going to break. It's not examinable at all. And you're carrying around something like this for one moment of magic or 2 moments of magic. Now, the plus point is I do love that moment where you've got the deck and you do this and they separate. I think that looks really good. It's really visual. So I think there's going to be somebody watching this that's looking for an opener in their parlour show, and they're going to go, this is a great opener because I can bring out 6 decks of cards. I can have that magical moment. I can then have them pick a deck of cards. Oh my gosh, it's the only one with the regular.
Beginning. That's the only problem, the beginning. I'm gonna give this 60%.
You're gonna give it 60%?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna do it?
No.
You're not going to do it. Okay. I'm going to give it 50%. No, 40%. I'm definitely...
This is probably like the only bad trick on the review show.
Yeah, it's not great really, is it? And it could be a lot better if they'd made the card boxes out of like plastic, because it's not like anyone's going to see it. If they'd made the card boxes out of plastic, or even then, I don't know. I just think that... And it's really not that impressive when you actually think about it. It's like, oh, I can change the positions of a couple of boxes of cards. Well, that's I don't know.
Only a couple. Like, you're only changing 2.
Exactly.
It would be cool if you could change like all of them around.
And I wish that the ending was more... I wish it was more conclusive. Like, you could show every single deck of cards. Look, there's nothing here, there's nothing here, there's nothing here. And maybe you could do that with Equivoke, maybe, or Magician's Choice or something. Maybe that's a way to go with it. But I don't know. I'm going to give it 40%. You're going to give it 60%. Unless you've got a specific purpose for this, I wouldn't bother. I think this is probably going to end up in the bottom drawer of a lot of people that bought it. It's definitely going to end up in our bottom drawer.
And that's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag.
It is another review show in the bag. Guys, thanks very much for watching. We really appreciate it. I hope you had a good time watching the review. Where are you going? Oh, and he's gone to get all the stuff again.
Just the imagination. I don't think it is.
No. There's not that much stuff.
Imagination.
Yeah, the imagination. The loaner decks over there. There you go. Those are the 4 things this week. Okay, not those. These are the 3 that you want to get. Guys, yeah, do me a favour. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, like the video. Yeah, great stuff. Highly recommend that. Highly recommend that. Highly recommend that. The other thing, not so much. Don't forget to follow Ryalnd on YouTube. He is the Kid Magician, Ryalnd the Kid Magician. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Don't forget, I'm going to be back tomorrow with the magic stuff at 9 o'clock, live at 6 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock I'm going to be doing a shorts. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks very much for checking out Magic TV. Hope you had a great time. We'll see you again. Bye!